courtroom was silent, a silence that can sometimes weigh heavier than a criminal's fate. Everyone was looking at the same man. His hands were not shaking. His eyes did not look away. If he was guilty, he was a traitor. If he was telling the truth, he was one of the greatest forgers in art history. Before the judge could speak, the man stood up, and his voice echoed through the room. That painting is not real. I made it. No one applauded. No one laughed. Because everyone had believed in that painting for years. This video is not about fake paintings. This video is about what people want to believe. The revenge of a painter, a jet-set forger, and a couple who deceived the modern art world. They all tell us the same thing. The most expensive lies are sold in the most beautiful frames. Han van Meegeren was talented, but he was not great enough. When critics looked at his paintings, they said, beautiful, but insignificant. Museums did not open their doors. Galleries turned their backs. And at some point, Van Meegeren realised something. The art world does not always value the best. It values what is most believable. So he changed the game. Van Meegeren did not copy Vermeer. That would have been too easy. Instead, he did something far more dangerous. He created a painting Vermeer had never painted. Religious themes, early period composition, exactly what experts expected to see. He found old canvases, prepared pigments true to the period, baked the paintings to harden the paint. And when the painting appeared, experts lined up. This is a discovery. Art history will be rewritten. Van Meegeren watched silently, but he had not yet paid the price. The real storm would break years later. When World War II ended, Europe began cleaning its past. Anyone who had collaborated with the Nazis was exposed one by one. Lists were drawn up. Names were called. And on that list was Han van Meegeren. The reason was simple, yet deadly. Van Meegeren had sold a Vermeer to Hermann Göring. Not just a painting, but the cultural heritage of the Netherlands, handed to the enemy. Under Dutch law, the name of the crime was clear: treason. If the painting was accepted as genuine, Van Meegeren would not just be a forger, but a traitor. And this crime could not be paid for with money. Its punishment was death. That is why he was in the courtroom. That is why everyone held their breath. And at that very moment, there was only one sentence he could say to save his life. But the moment he said it, he would not only put himself on trial, but the entire art world. But this was not the first time. Years later, in another country, another man would play the same game. But this time, he would not hide. Elmir de Hory did not live like a forger. He lived like an art star. Villas in Ibiza, jet-set parties, friendships with gallery owners. His paintings travelled across Europe. Picassos were sold. Matisses entered collections. But Elmir was different in one crucial way. He was not afraid of being caught, because he believed one thing: a painting is not made fake by the brush, but by intention. And perhaps that is why, when his works were exposed, the art world chose silence. By the 2000s, the stage had changed, but the game was the same. Wolfgang Beltracchi and his wife had turned forgery into a family business. His wife explained that the paintings came from an old family collection. There were photographs. There were documents. The story was perfect. Galleries asked, why has this work never been known? The answer was ready because no one ever looked. Millions changed hands. Until one pigment, a paint not yet invented, destroyed everything. Now let us return to that courtroom. Han van Meegeren was still standing. No one believed him, so he made his final move. For the court, he painted a new Vermeer, and this time everyone was watching. When the painting was finished, there was no one left to deny it. Van Meegeren was guilty, but he was also right. The experts had been wrong. The museums had been deceived. And the art world had been defeated by its own belief. These people were not heroes, but they were not ordinary criminals either, because they showed us one thing. Intelligence, even in the wrong place, still inspires admiration. And you? If a painting is fake, but it moves you, is it truly worthless? If this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like it, and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.